Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's live webinar. My name is Leena Mahali, and I work here with Liferay India as an alliance manager. Today, I'll be hosting this webinar along with our gold partner, InfoAxon Technologies. InfoAxon is our partner more than a decade now, and they have a number of successful implementations in the past. Today's webinar is on how to reimagine insurance business with a unified digital-first architecture. This framework will help us to reduce our go-to-market time with hand-stitched solution to meet all your needs. Let me introduce you the speakers for today's session. So we have Salman Khan, who is a lead sales engineer from Liferay, Mr. Nikhil Kapoor, who is CTO at InfoAxon. We have Snig Bhaumik, who is Technical Director at InfoAxon. A few ground rules before we start the session. All attendees are requested to be on the listening mode only and on the mute. So if you have any questions during the presentation, please type them in the chat box in the right. And we will be having a short question and answer session at the end of the webinar. The recording and the slide will be shared with you on your registered email ID post the session, and it will also be made accessible to you through liferay.com in a couple of weeks. Thanks. Now I will hand it over to you, Salman. Thank you.
Thank you, Leena. And first of all, let me welcome you all to this webinar. I know this is a time of webinars, and there are lots of webinars happening. So we will try to make sure that we don't bore you with some heavy content. So today's webinar, it will be a very simple and crisp session about Liferay and solutions around Liferay. So the structure for today is we will start with understanding of Liferay as a company first. Then we will look at Liferay product portfolio and what Liferay has to offer in terms of digital experience platform, cloud, and analytics offerings of Liferay. And then we will move to more solution-oriented discussion with Nikhil and Snig. All right, so without further ado, let's get started. All right, to start with, for those who already know Liferay and for those who doesn't, Liferay is very household name within portal industry for a very long time. I think we are more than 16, 17 years of experience within the digital industry. Well, it used to be a portal product. And if you look at Liferay today now, so we will understand more about the journey of Liferay, how it came to an existence, and how it is now a digital experience platform. But long story short, Liferay as an open source portal has been in industry for more than 15 years. And Liferay as a product, well, Liferay, by the way, there is a confusion between Liferay as a product and Liferay as a company, because most of you know Liferay, the product itself, it happens with many people. But just to clarify on that, Liferay is also a name of a company. It established about 10 to 16 years ago. But the product is much older than that. So we started Liferay much before the Liferay company itself was started. And then it was known to be a product of portals and communication and collaboration tools and so on. So as you can see, it started in 2004, and now we are proud to have more than 22 offices across the globe. And just in India, we have 3 offices, I think one in Bangalore, one in Pune, and one in Delhi. We also have another office in Mumbai as well, where most of our sales operations and sales team is based out of. To understand Liferay as a product and what we used to be and where we are now, let's understand some statistics around Liferay. Right? So first of all, it is also very important to understand that Liferay is an open source product. Okay? So when I say open source, again, there are many confusions between open source and free and paid and other discussions around that. So we will not get into that. Of course, you can ask questions if you like about if you want to get more clarification on that. So if you look at Liferay, just a product Liferay, we have more than 5 million downloads worldwide. And this is the data from 2018. So in past 2 years, we have more downloads coming in. But just for a product to have such huge downloads and such a huge community of more than 190,000 users, it explains a lot about the maturity of the product, the kind of coding structure that you have within the product, the flexibility with the developers that they can build solutions and components around this product. It explains a lot about those aspects. But if you want to also understand how Liferay as a company is doing and with our enterprise customers, you can see we actually have more than 2,000 enterprise customers now. 1,800 is again a number from 2018, but we have more than 2,000 customers which uses Liferay Enterprise subscriptions. Okay, so now let's understand what does it mean when we say Liferay Enterprise subscription and what is Liferay as a product itself. But just before that, I just wanted to give you another perspective of what Liferay as a product and as a company is doing. So if you look at the mention of Liferay there, well, the product name which needs to be mentioned there is actually Liferay DXP, which is a digital experience platform suite of Liferay. But the screen that you see right now is a Gartner Magic Quadrant, right, for year 2020. And I'm going to just read it out what Gartner thinks about Liferay, and it actually explains a lot about what Liferay has been doing and it continues to do. So it says that Liferay has a good understanding of DXP market, its product strategy and packaging, suit customer, partner, and employee experience use cases. I want to take a pause here and stress on a couple of points here, which is the product strategy and packaging, which is for customers, partners, and employees. So you can see we've always been into this multi-channel experience and multi-stakeholder experience, having more than one type of user working with Liferay. So you would find Liferay to be used in customer portals, customer landing pages, and customer product portfolio suites, and so on. You'd also see Liferay present in partner portals, agent portal, vendor portal type of applications. And you would also see Liferay being used as intranet or knowledge management portal and so on. So as you can see, already Liferay is always a platform with multiple solutions that it can offer, right? And then it goes on to say that Liferay offers a strong capabilities in terms of extensibility and application integration and so on. And integration is a point that I want you all to stress on here, because integration is something which Gartner is consistently mentioning about Liferay for almost a decade now. And Liferay has always been in the leaders quadrant for a decade now, which is quite an accomplishment for any product, right? So the reason I stressed on these is to answer questions around integration aspects of Liferay, or what kind of use cases Liferay can solve, right? So now with that understanding, let's understand Liferay digital experience platform much better, and also see what kind of use cases you can solve using Liferay. So as I mentioned, that Liferay has always been a platform using which you can solve multiple problems, right? And that's what our messaging is. So we have one platform, endless solutions messaging, which means that you have Liferay, which is a single platform with which you can create multiple solutions. Well, there is a lot of stress on single platform here, because that is something which is very unique about Liferay. That usually you would find when we talk about digital experience platform, you would find people going with a content management suite, and then having a separate document management suite, and then another separate product for BPM or workflow management. There could be another solution for maybe omnichannel delivery and other stuff around marketing. But with Liferay, all of those separate product, or rather separate modules, are actually clubbed into one product, which is Liferay DXP. Right, so that's why it is we say that it is single platform. This is technically actually a single platform, with endless solutions, which delivers a tailored solution for your challenges on a flexible, integrated digital experience platform. Again, flexible and integrated are two terms here which really describe what Liferay is. Flexible in terms of development experience, in terms of what you can achieve, because it is open source. You have lot of flexibility in terms of what you want to integrate it with, what kind of technology you want to use with it, what type of developers do you require. I mean, basically, it is built in Java, so you would find a lot of resources who can build solutions very quickly and learn Liferay very quickly and go to market with it. Integrated, again, I've already mentioned that Liferay is known for its integration because the heritage of the product has been in portals, and we already know that portals are something which are supposed to be very, very strong at integrations, right? Anyways. Okay, so when we say that you can solve different types of challenges with Liferay, these are the challenges which have been proven to be solved easily using Liferay, right? And we have summarized it at a very broader level so that it encompasses a lot of sub problems which can be associated with it. For example, whether you have whether you want to increase B2B online revenue, or you want to create customer experiences, whether it could be for self-service or it could be just a general customer experience that you want to create, or if you want to improve and drive your employee productivity, or if you just want to integrate your separate solutions, bring into a single platform, and then allow other integrations to be done on top of it. Like you be having a lot of different siloed legacy product, and you want to bring them all together so that it can be better interacted with. If your use case or if your problem statement falls under any four of these categories, then there is a very high possibility that you can solve that using Liferay very easily. So let me talk about Liferay product portfolio a little bit. So we have Liferay Digital Experience Platform. This is our flagship product that I was mentioning. This is the one which we started our company with. Of course, back then it used to be called just Liferay. That's why the name and the name of the product and the name of the company was the same. But then we changed the name of the product, and now it is DXP, Liferay Digital Experience Platform. So this is the product which has all those components that I was mentioning: content management, document management, role-based access control, user management, and so on. Then you have commerce, which is an accelerator on top of DXP, which can basically solve your commerce needs if you have any on the digital experience platform side, which basically is designed for B2B, but can also be extended for B2C. We also have our analytics cloud, which can analyze not just pages and not just not just content on the pages, but also it can analyze some of the data aspect. It can analyze your forms, it can analyze your assets, it can analyze your documents, and so on. And of course, you have a PaaS offering, platform as a service offering from Liferay, which is the HP Cloud, which can help you host these services. Having said that, it doesn't mean that you have to go with the DXP Cloud for hosting of Liferay. It can be hosted on any platform. Basically, it is built in Java, so you can host it on any platform. You can connect it with any database of your choice. You can run it on any application server of your choice. So we are totally agnostic with these platform decisions. So let's quickly talk about very high-level aspects in terms of what kind of use cases you can solve. For example, in a digital space, you'll probably find use cases around content portal where people want to create a brochure website, or they want to create a landing page, they want to create some customer experience or something like that. Or you would find horizontal portals such as vendor portal or agent portal or partner portal or employee portal or customer portal or so on. And sometimes you would also find some commerce-related use cases such as B2B commerce for your vendors and suppliers, B2C commerce, and so on. So if you have these use cases, this is how those use cases can be mapped to Liferay products. So our digital experience platform can serve content and horizontal portal use cases, whereas our DXP cloud and analytics cloud can serve the need for all those products together. And of course, you have commerce separated plugin on top of DXP, which can help you build commerce applications. So before we jump into understanding the solutions which can be built on top of Liferay, I just want to quickly share high-level architecture diagram of Liferay. Okay, which looks something like this. So usually you would find Liferay to be right in the middle of your backend and front end. This is where the platform aspect of Liferay comes in, where it is connecting to your backend systems such as directory, corporate policies, authentication, authorizations. It can get connected to your CRM, BPM, ERP type of tools, and also it can get connected to your third-party and legacy systems as well. And then at the same time, it can have an omni-channel experience, which can either be built by you using some of the latest trends and technologies like AngularJS and React.js, or you can use existing Liferay frameworks to build a UI and serve these contents to a much broader omni-channel experience. Right? So this is where, again, another differentiator of Liferay comes in, where most of the PHP platform are really good on the content side. They're good on delivering omnichannel experience and content and building UI, but they're not really that good on integration with backend system. There are other DXP platforms. I'm referencing to those which you probably have seen in the Gartner quadrant, right? So there are other application platforms or DXP platforms which are really good in the backend, whose heritage is in API gateways or this kind of systems, but they really lack functionality in terms of user experience and in terms of omnichannel experience and UI and look and feel and so on. And Liferay sits exactly in that sweet spot where it is offering the best of both the things. So it has really good UI experience that can be built, and also very good in integrations with backend systems. Right. So with that, let me switch controls to Nikhil. And Nikhil and team would be taking us through how Liferay can be used to actually build a solution for your customers.
Thanks, Salman, for the introduction and sharing some great knowledge about Liferay, product offerings and capabilities. Good morning, everyone. Once again, I'm Nikhil Kapoor, one of the co-founder and CTO at InfoAxon. It is my pleasure today to share our thoughts and experiences of working with global insurance organizations and helping them reimagine their insurance business, leveraging a unified digital-first architecture. So who we are? We help customers create digital businesses by uniquely combining our experience, technology know-how, and solution capabilities. We leverage our domain-specific products, pre-packaged solutions, and accelerators to help customers accelerate on their digital journey. A quick snapshot about InfoAxon. Just an overview. We started our operations in the year 2001 with a focus on providing solutions leveraging open source technologies and platforms. We are headquartered here in India with a customer spread across geographies, USA, UK, Africa, India. We have been recognized for our work and have also been awarded Best Digital Solutions Provider by Liferay, as well as several other industry bodies. Our success stories have also been co-published by Liferay. They are available on the site. We have, strategic relationship with technology providers, other technology providers as well, such as Red Hat and Tahoe, which we leverage to deliver innovative digital solutions for our customers. Then we provide, these specialized solutions and amplify our reach in different domains through our alliances with industry partners such as MicroExcel, LTI, Fractalink, Tamarix, which is partner in Kenya. In terms of our offering, we provide omni-channel digital engagement solutions covering customers, partners, employees, so various stakeholders, if you like. Now, these are typically portals, websites, mobile apps, or IoT-enabled solutions. In our digital engagement solutions, this digital offering is augmented by our analytics and engagement insight solutions that provide a 360-degree view of users and help deliver actionable insights and rich personalization required by these digital solutions. We also provide middleware products and solution accelerators that fast-track your digital journey. For cloud and DevOps and UX teams, they ensure that the solutions we deliver that have engaging interface, They're done in an agile manner with a faster turnaround. Now, we are proud to be in company of some of the great brands globally. We are enabling them to deliver paperless onboarding and self-service solutions to their end customers and partners. And this is across multiple channels. Our growing list of customers in insurance, such as Manipal Signa, Cholamandalam, Edelweiss, Negmite DI, Britam in Africa, Vitality. They are hold testimony to our expertise at helping our customers go digital. And so, as we move to the key topic of building a digital first architecture blueprint for the insurance firm, let's look at some of the top trends that being faced by the insurance players, and then we can delve a little more into how the blueprint evolves. Now, these are the top trends and challenges. Each of these trends also poses a significant challenge to the insurers. Now, these challenges need to be mitigated in order to truly deliver flexible and configurable solutions. Now, what are these? Number one being consumers today. They are digitally empowered. They seek frictionless experience and personalized offering. Traditional offerings or products, they may not fully meet the customer's changing needs. And the desire for add-on services, personalization, and even flexible offerings. So customers today, they are comfortable doing transactions online and would like to complete end-to-end transactions digitally. They don't look for broken journeys. They need a seamless experience. Now, new business models, they are serving customer needs in a better fashion. Insurers, they need to experiment with new business models, which can meet the customer's needs, their demand for personalization, their coverage gaps, convenience such as usage-based or on-demand micro-insurance products. Third, being very critical, is a flexible architecture. Now, this is a significant challenge in front of the insurers, who wish to jumpstart their digital initiatives. If not done right, the architectural bottlenecks will cause huge delays in onboarding customers, partners, and new age insurtech players. The digital first architecture, it should provide a flexible way, to connect third-party services, core systems, your digital front ends, so they can have a seamless integration with each other. Unbundle the complex insurance products. Your traditional products are too complex. They need to be simplified. So you can create configurable digital variants across digital channels. They are, rightly suited for your digital audience. Reduce the chatter between the digital front ends and the core systems. How do you do that? By bringing the, business logic like product validations, premium calculations, plan selection. Take it at the top layer, near the front end, closer to the front end. So the last one being digital, generating demand outside the traditional buyer network. This includes approaches such as building insurance offerings with other products to spur point of sale interest, such as you're pairing your mobile insurance with mobile phone sales. Another example with one of our customers, Britam, where several thousand customers, they have subscribed to their on-demand trip insurance while riding on Little Ride Kenya in just a short duration. Further, the aggregators and insurtech pairs that generate a sizable demand and capability to integrate with these distribution channels is a key to capture the business. Based on our experience, we recommend to simplify our offering to create genuinely digital products. Now, the key tenets being to be easy to understand, to enable customers to make a quick buy or no buy decision. Automated processes. So you may offer straight-through processing to simplify underwriting, claims, etc. process. They need to be interactive for customers. So you may include gamifications and interactions to improve customers' engagement and experience. So based on our experience of working with and implementing digital solutions for large insurance players globally, we see there are some key use cases that the insurers today want to enable online. Now, these use cases range from onboarding, acquisition, through self-servicing, and retention. These include for customers or new buyers, need analysis, product recommendations, purchase journeys, onboarding of customers, self-servicing, so as to allow customers to be able to raise claim, do renewals, and other operations, raise service requests. Then to enable agents to allow assisted selling and servicing their customers. Provide them with a one-stop solution for creating leads, managing their sales pipeline, customer portfolio, as well as track their own performance. Things like commission tracking, your tech performance, etc. Again, for partners on the similar lines, we allow them to onboard, sign up on your platform, like hospitals or your garages, and perform operations such as sales or servicing. So, an hospital may be looking at claim processing or likewise the garages. Finally, the capability to unbundle existing products and create new products or digital variants and quickly take them to the market and participate in larger insurance ecosystem. The APIs is what will differentiate the users. The insurers. So these are some of the use cases. Now, having understood what the typical landscape is like and the kind of insurance use cases we want to build, it's time to have a peek into the architecture. So as we go into building this architecture, what are the key building blocks? From our understanding, we believe, one, the digital experience front end forms a very key component. Because as I have emphasized already, today's customer, they're looking at that seamless experience, that connected experience, that omnichannel experience. So we need a digital experience front end like Liferay to give that kind of rich experience, the rich UI and a seamless experience. Then the architecture needs to be decoupled. It has to allow being able to integrate with backend systems, as well as not be bound by or be having a tightly coupled relation with the backend to front end. You need to be able to have a modular architecture which could be decoupled. So if you want to replace a certain component, you could, without having too much of dependency on one. So you need to have the decoupled architecture. So that's another key area. Then, as I said, we want to reduce the chatter between the back end and the front end systems. So we're looking at having an important component of a digital API gateway that can help you integrate with the systems externally, or certain like bank assurance systems. We can consume those APIs and expose them for the front end in a seamless fashion. So you may have your one payment gateway provider or bank assurance system, you move to the other, all that complexity is abstracted through the digital API gateway. Your front end can agnostically connect to the variety of providers through this kind of a gateway in place. Then another important aspect, catering to the challenge I told about need for new product variants to be created with faster turnaround time, is this dynamic product configuration. So if you have that capability, you are able to quickly define the product rules, validations, define even journeys for your front end using this dynamic product configurator, not relying on your backend systems for the services, which we have seen in our experience lead to a lot of performance issues as well. So what you do is you kind of front load some of this business logic. with this kind of a dynamic product configurator in place. Then there is altogether a future-ready platform to be in place so that tomorrow it is extensible to be able to cater to newer use cases, newer technologies. So today you have ability to support React, AngularJS. Tomorrow it is something else. So you need to be able to bring on those frameworks and integrate within this platform to meet the future demands as well. So that's something, like foundation pillars that need to be catered to as we build that architecture. So on this journey, because we saw those trends, challenges, we saw this was the need. So InfoAxon, through its own journey of implementation, has built some of the key pillar products which cater to these requirements that I outlined just beforehand. We have our own product, Pylon API middleware, which acts as a glue or a service bridge between your front-end channels and your core systems. It also has, out-of-the-box integration with number of systems, like your Vahan or your UIDI as an Aadhaar or other credit systems, payment gateway systems. So which kind of helps you accelerate your implementation. Okay. Then there is Tailor Product Configurator, again mapping directly to the requirement I was just outlining. It has the capability to be able to define your business rules. You basically start from scratch, define the product, the kind of questions you need to ask to generate a quick code. You build your premium calculation logic. You build your other validation rules. Like you have so many in the insurance world, what age is okay to get a product, etc. So all of these could be built in. Then an analytics hub, which allows it starts from the point that you capture all the digital interactions happening in your digital world, as in your various channels. You seamlessly integrate and unify this data, bring it in your own data warehouse, if you like, and run performance reports. Or we have even built a bridge that allows your dashboards and performance dashboards to be catered directly into your Liferay front end. So those sort of things, from our experience, we realized are needed to help expedite your implementation. This is how a repository is built of these key products, as well as some 70 plus digital solution accelerators that kind of helps you. Okay. So with this in our bag, we then start to define a more generic architecture. So how we constructed is to get a look of it. Sorry, it's not moving. Yeah. Okay. So at the base of it, what do you have? Your core systems, your policy administration systems, your ERP, your CRMs, your business process management systems, etc. Right? Then what you need, going back to what we were explaining earlier, you need digital channels like corporate website where your anonymous guests can come in, where you can implement your buy online journeys. You need your agent portal or app, your single point interface for agents to be able to cater to your customers, to be able to manage their own sales pipeline, to be able to create code, proposals, and complete their sales journey. Then, likewise for your customers, you need sort of an app or a portal where they can do self-service transactions, where they can even purchase, or for one of the customers we are implementing their own asset portfolio, where they can manage their entire portfolio of topping up their investments. So all of this through this channel targeted for customers. Then your partner comes. So from this core system, you are targeting to build this kind of channels with these use cases. How do we bridge this gap? So as I mentioned, you need an integration layer, which is a position API Pylon, which allows you to do that. It can work with your ESB. So certain customers, they have already got a traditional ESB in place. And they say, hang on, I'm already exposing some of my operations. Why don't we consume that? So here we can work with the ESB. Though some may not be, all systems could be would be exposed to ESB. So we work with or without ESB. Then you do journey management. So when you are having an omni-channel experience and your, let's say, a purchase journey for a customer is starting from the point that he has specified his basic parameters and, this assured, I'm looking for a insurance for my family, etc., and he drops off in the middle. So you need to manage those drop-offs. You need to be able to retrieve those journeys and help resume that journey for that customer. Or even pass on this message, this person has dropped off, back into your CRM, where your customer service guy can call up and request, why did you drop off? And let me help you complete the purchase. So those sort of things are enabled through this kind of integration layer. Then comes the entire digital experience platform built on Liferay DXP and some of those product configuration I mentioned about data, etc. Wherein you have capabilities such as headless CMS, which is an excellent feature we have heavily used from Liferay, wherein if you have, let's say, your mobile app and that's built native or in your hybrid framework like Ionic, but you still want a central CMS to be in place. This is where it comes in very handy. And today, we effectively use CMS capability of Liferay, but expose or distribute that content back into the other channels, which may not be on Liferay, right? Likewise, forms to build your simple service request implementations or your quick codes also. You could do using the form capability. Then your excellent search experience could be built. So this is where Liferay DXP platform fits in very nicely to give that experience and kind of journeys that you want to be delivered to stakeholders, like customers or partners. Then, to complete the picture of the entire digital architecture, you do need the security services. Again, Liferay has excellent integration with ARIES and LDAP, but also other infrastructure security also has to play a role, how it sits within your own entire network landscape. The infra services about having a CDN in place to be able to serve faster and firewalls, etc. And finally, because data is the key. Remember, to build such use cases like personalization, we were saying, you need to have kind of a data lake or a data mart in place where you're aggregating the data, being able to mine those insights and use it for something like customer targeting. Like Liferay has, excellent audience targeting implementation. But then it can be extended to feed in the attributes that you would mine from your customer's interaction or your customer's operational transactions. You could mine the data, reduce it in form of some sort of features which can be added on to Liferay's attribute and use defined segments, audience segments, and then target them with your products and offerings. So those sort of things could be done. Right. So at this point, in terms of painting a blueprint, I would now ask Snake to take a peek into the various components and give you how these are glued together to deliver some of those use cases we have discussed. Over to you, Snake.
Salman for painting out the detailed introduction of Liferay, and Nikhil to elaborate the current challenges of insurance industry in a technology perspective. I am Snake Bhaumik, the Technical Director of InfoAxon. Let me now delve deeper into technical blueprint and architecture of all the major components in this platform. The front-end layer is developed in three different modes or platforms or technologies. First, of course, the web portal developed in Liferay DXP. And on top of that, if you want to have another web application which is not essential in a web portal, you can do this using React or AngularJS or any similar JavaScript framework. Thirdly, the mobile application is built on Ionic React capacitor framework. It can also be done using iOS or Android native SDK. The middleware of the whole platform is implemented using Pylon API gateway and middleware. Pylon is responsible for integrating all the components in the environment to each other and also to expose services to your partners and to the external world. At the bottom, Taylor manages all the products, plans, calculations, quotation calculations, product rules, recommendation rules, medical questionnaires, proposal forms, etc. And finally exposes all these data via REST services to other systems and applications. On top of that, you have, of course, the other components like your backend system, your third-party partner systems, the data lake and data warehouse, etc., which help you execute all the use cases by all the other applications. We will see these into more detail in the upcoming slides. Okay, so here all the Liferay applications or Liferay front-end applications are listed, which we use in our insurance platform. All the products and plans, pages, and portfolios are implemented as Liferay CMS module. And the other business modules such as lead management, quotation generation, etc., are developed as standard Liferay portlet using OSGI and some other technologies. And these also expose some services to the mobile application and the other applications so that they can use the same business modules. Agents and customers are also registered as Liferay users, and Liferay login service is exposed as API so that customer and agent can log in into the mobile application using the same user credential like it happens in case of a standard SSO. All the contents of mobile site and mobile application are maintained in Liferay CMS and also exposed using Liferay headless CMS APIs. And finally, the buying and selling journey forms are implemented as dynamic React modules. And these are pulling data from Taylor as JSON APIs. These React components have some special characteristics. For example, these are developed in a way that these can be deployed in Liferay portlet container, as well as in Ionic mobile React container, as well as in any native SDK. So one purpose of this is, of course, so that we can reuse the same code bundle across all the channels, thus minimizing all the rewrite and recode and refactoring efforts. So in addition to that, we use Liferay OOTB features as well. So in the stack, in order to construct the full platform and the web portal. For example, DMS is used to manage and store all documents and uploaded by the customer and or the agent. And documents uploaded in the mobile application are also submitted in the Liferay DMS using standard Liferay DMS services. Calio workflow engine is used for policy issuance workflow and for other content management scenarios. This platform also offers creating microsites dedicated to each of your individual agents or partners. This is done using Liferay subsite framework and sub-organization framework and features. SEO capabilities of Liferay are also leveraged to create SEO-enabled pages and websites and other web components. Audience targeting feature is heavily used so that the marketing activities can go on and you can push relevant content to the particular user. In addition to the default application, we also use standard OOTB Liferay applications, for example, blogs, forums, wikis, etc. And these are used to build a full-fledged web portal with user requirement. Going on, The pylon framework, in this architecture, pylon works as the glue between all the applications. Thus, no application need to talk to any other application or any other source system as one-to-one connectivity. For example, if Liferay or the mobile application needs some data from any of your backend systems like PaaS or CRM system or CCM system, etc., they will invoke the Pylon APIs in order to pull data from those systems. Thus, the client applications is actually unaware of, about the source system, hence making the whole platform or whole environment fully decoupled to each other. Pylon also maintains the user journey history, activities done by the users and visitors across all the front-end channels. And thus, Pylon creates a single customer view and gives a single customer ID across all the channels. On top of that, when business wants to expose services to external world like partners, etc., Pylon exposes those services and APIs to the outside world and keeps track of all the interactions of your partners. Also, in case of Liferay is not opted, then Pylon can work as the application server of your Ionic React mobile application or any standard Android or iOS native application. So these are some of the built-in integrations in Pylon. These are all ready to be used, and you can use this from day one. For example, it is integrated with UIDI, Civil, CRIF, NSDL, any banking systems, accounting systems, Vahan, Fastlane, etc. For payment gateway, we are integrated with BillDesk and Razorpay as of now, and we are working to integration with Paytm as of now. In case you want your presence or you want your integration to be done with any IoT devices, we have integration with Google Assistant as well. And for cloud storage, you can use Google Drive, Firebase, Azure storage, etc. All these integrations are already in place and built in when you deploy Pylon in your environment, and you can use any of these from just day one. So just to give you what the data is stored in Pylon, this is what the data structure is at a high level. All journey data are dropped up user details. The user activities are stored over here. Pylon also manages all the APIs exposed and tracks the invocation history of each of these APIs. In addition, Pylon does whatever data transformation need to be done and whatever data crunching need to be done so that data from one application can be understood by the other application. So this is one of the main feature of Pylon, because at many point of time data exposed from one application is not totally understandable or totally parsable by other application. So going on, this is some screenshot or snapshot of the Pylon admin panel. The Pylon also comes with a control panel by which you can actually see logs of API calling and statuses in terms of which API was failed and for what reason, and which API was taken the server down, or any kind of this sort of fault mechanism happened. So all those logs can be viewable by the admin panel. You can also view the server logs, standard error logs, etc., or debug logs. You can create and manage the service accounts, means which client application can call which APIs and how many number of times a client application can call API for a particular day. You can control all this stuff using this control panel. In addition to that, one can create and expose dynamic APIs as well. That means you don't have to always depend on developers to create new APIs for you. The control panel enables you to create your own API on the fly and expose the same to the client applications. Okay, so moving into Tailor. So this is what a Tailor use cases looks like. Tailor is a full platform, um, and is a tool that enables you to go to the market as soon as possible. This works as an authority of managing all the insurance products, plans, rules, etc. across all the channels. This tool also manages your journey questionnaires, your medical questionnaires, your proposal forms, etc. Um, one of the reason uh, one of the reason because Taylor uses these, and because you cannot always rely on your underlying past system to do all this stuff, and you want the configurator or a configurator engine to dynamically and easily manage these tools for you. And this particular framework should also be lightweight, flexible, or generic, and more aligned to the digital front-end channels. Thus, Pylon handles all these issues efficiently and exposes all functionalities as REST APIs to other applications. You can manage your insurance products, plans, features, and rules set associated with each of these products, or buying and selling journey questionnaires, the full form, proposal form fields, etc., using the Tailor backend and the control panel. In addition to that, Tailor also exposes premium calculation service, uses the backend data to calculate the premium, GST quotations, etc., and exposes the whole calculation as a service, which the front-end applications can use and just show the calculated premiums in different channels. On top of that, each of these functionalities are configurable. So using the Tailor UI, and can be managed by your product team or the business team without any technical knowledge or any technical dependency. And here is an example how the integration between Tailor and Liferay happens. Tailor exposes all the journeys as JSON data on React API and REST API that Liferay or any other client application can consume, and creates the user interface and experience dynamically. When the customer fills the form, the data is pushed to the Tailor API, and Tailor then processes and evaluates those data and calculates the premium, and also applies the product rules if so happens on that particular data. For journeys like get recommendation or need analysis or build your own plan, etc., Tailor executes all those associated and configurable rules and generates the recommended product and plans along with the suggestions of some insure, tenure, add-ons, riders, cover type, and all those subsequent and satellite data for your product and the policy. So here are some of the screenshots and examples of the pylon of the Tailor configurator. The first screen shows the product configuration engine and how a new product can be created based on an existing product. The second one shows how you can create or manage questions or form entries for different products, for different channels, and for different journeys. One point worth noting here is that all these attributes you can see in this particular screenshot are also very much configurable, and we will change these attributes in case you need something else that suits your business purposes. Having said that, we have seen most of these attributes are pretty generic and being used by almost all of our clientele. Here is another screenshot that shows you how you can create and manage product rules or need analysis rules, etc. Tailor uses rule engine and decision tables for managing the rules and the other decision tables that you want to do. So this is pretty much about the background of Tailor and Pylon. So Pylon is your glue and the middleware, so that you can connect all your business components and technical components all together. And Tailor gives you all the power to configure your products, your rules, and your journeys on the fly and generate as APIs to your front-end channels, so that front-end channels can create the experience and present to the user. So in this note, I am again sending the button to Nikhil so that he can conclude the whole discussion and move forward. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Snake. So I hope everyone enjoyed this session and has been, so now I believe it's time for a quick question and answer. If I don't know, Lena, if you can tell us if there are any questions, we may take those up and then close the webinar.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Nikhil. Thanks a lot, Snake, for this detailed architectural explanation of the session. And yeah, we can see if there are a few questions. Yep, there are a few questions more on the technical side. So I'll just read out the question for everybody for easy understanding, and then Snake or Nikhil can take that for the answer. So question is, in case insurance product are getting configured in Tailor, what will happen if there are changes in the product attributes in core pass?
Okay, let me answer that. So first of all, we are not actually duplicating whatever attributes and product parameters you have in your PaaS system. So we are configuring the products in Tailor in addition to what you have into your PaaS system. And so it will not be a case where you are actually duplicating or you are actually copying any parameters from your PaaS system into Tailor. And whatever parameters we are using, which are equivalent to your PaaS system, we are syncing those data from your PaaS system into Tailor so that you are not supposed to configure the same parameters into two different systems. So hope that answers your question.
Okay, great. The another question that we have is, where in our architecture we manage.
So I have got another question. Where in your architecture we manage the customer drop-offs and attribution modeling. So of course the customer drops off in the front-end channel or any of the front-end channels in Liferay or in your mobile app applications. So what happens? These data getting pulled or getting pushed into the tailors, into the pylon system, and pylon actually tracks the customer IDs, the journeys, everything, and then measures the drops off from where the customer has dropped, what was the journey, and according to that, pylon will push the whole data into your CRM system or whatever system you want to use those data. So bottom line is, in the architecture, the whole drops of an attributes and modeling is being captured by Liferay and then pushed into pylon, and pylon takes care what need to be done with those drops of data.
Okay. So the another question is,
I think
Snake, can you hear me?
There are no more questions right now. Okay, hold on. So whether the solution is designed for India market or agnostic to market of USA and Europe. So I guess this is agnostic to any geographical region. It is being used in India. It is being used in Africa, and it is we have got a couple of fleets in Europe as well. So it is not any limited to any geographical location or any particular area. I think that is
any
all.
More, Carolina? Are we good close probably then? It's past 12,
yeah,
I see.
we have one more
This
question.
The last question. Does pylon and Tailor requires Liferay DXP subscription? So essentially it does not. So we have got two different models. One is bundled with Liferay DXP, Violin and Taylor. So there you will get a bundled appliance which where everything is integrated and deployed. But if you want if you have any other application apart from Liferay, you can also get Violin or Taylor or both in your environment and integrate with your systems. So I think the time is up. So over to you, Lina.
All right. Thank you so much, Sneak, Nikhil, and Salman, for this wonderful presentation. I hope everybody enjoyed it, and the contact details are as mentioned on your screen. Just a quick reminder to everybody, guys, this session is been recorded and it will be forwarded to you on your registered email IDs. And also it will be posted on liferay.com website under the event section in coming weeks. You can connect back to us anytime. You can see all the contact details on your screen, and wish you a very happy and cheerful day ahead. Thanks a lot.